All right, everybody, who's ready? This is absolutely the last lesson of the year, mostly because we just ran out of time and cyber school goes much slower. So we're going to do this one, and then Thursday morning, I will post the test. It's going to be due Sunday night, but then the district is going to give you all of next week to figure things out. So make sure that you are working diligently and have the last two lessons ready to go. Okay, let's talk about Roman numeral 2, seedless vascular plants. Remember, Roman numeral 1 was the seedless non-vascular plants, with the most numerous group in there being mosses. Now, there's going to be an upgrade here in terms of plant evolution. So we're still going to be seedless, which means we're going to use spores for reproduction. But the key here is vascular. Now, that is something cool. So let's talk about that first in the general introduction. Okay? There's an advancement in these plants compared to the last group, but not as advanced as the top group, which we're not going to get to this year. Sorry. And that advancement is vascular tissue. Now, you have vascular tissue. It's called blood vessels, arteries, and veins. And what do those do? If we were in class, we would talk about it. They carry your blood around your body. So they deliver three things: food, oxygen, and waste removal. Now, I'm not going to say plants have vascular tissue like we do, but they do have the ability to move food and liquids around in the plant. And that allowed them to do what? You guessed it, get much, wait for it, bigger. And it's going to be even more enhanced in advanced plants. Here we go. Now, the key to this development on our planet through evolution was a cell called a tracheid. Okay? A tracheid is a hollow cell, and it's not, you're like, oh, Scurb, all cells are hollow. Well, that's technically true, but these ones actually have perforations or holes that allow things to come in and then move by osmosis. I'll show you a picture in a second. It's really cool. They have very stiff cell walls, so that prevents these cells from collapsing, which again, if you're moving things around, you cannot have tubes that collapse on their own. All right? They are linked to end like a drinking straw. And like sometimes they're butted against each other, and then I'm going to show you in the picture, sometimes they're kind of tapered, and then those tapers fit together. It's pretty neat. So these cells just line up one after another, after another, after another, after another, and then things can move up through that string or line of cells. Pretty cool. Now, there are two forms of vascular tissue. One of them is called xylem, and it transports liquid or water. And then the other one is phloem, and it transports food. So two different systems. In us, it's all one system, but they actually have two different ones. So xylem for water, phloem for food. And that's important. Not only are those two words, would they have been on the PSSA, those are also on the Keystone in 9th grade, which is coming, hopefully, if they let us back in school. Okay, now let's take a look at a picture of this. All right, now here are the cells right here. So you can see there's a cell right there, and then right here is another cell, and they're linked. They're kind of butted up against each other. So you can see those cells. There's 1, 2, 3, end to end, like a drinking straw. And you can see these perforations, which allow molecules to move in, and then liquid can then migrate based on osmosis or diffusion. And here's the other type. Now you can see these ones are tapered, and then the connectors are jammed into the tapers. Pretty cool. So those are tracheids, and that was the key to vascular tissue. That's what allowed plants to get up more than 2 centimeters up off of the substrate. And now they can move water. And by the time you get to advanced plants, we have trees that are 200 feet tall. It's just ridiculously cool. I don't care if you're a nerd, it's still cool. All right, let's talk about, other characteristics of seedless vascular plants. They also have, now this is different, okay? They have roots. That last group did not have roots. Remember, they had rhizoids. They have leaves, real leaves, not bodies that look like leaves, real leaves for making sugar through photosynthesis. And they have stems, that central core part to the plant that holds them up. So this is also an advancement. Pretty cool. They produce spores instead of seeds. They're seedless. Okay, you don't see seeds until the next group. All right, now there's 3 major groups. Let's take a look at them. A is the phylum Lycophida. Now, you probably have to be an outdoors person, been in the woods, especially in the spring. These are generically called the club mosses. They are not mosses. If they were mosses, they'd be in the phylum Bryophyta in the lower plants. Okay? Dead remains of these plants formed all the coal beds. Now, that's important in Pennsylvania because we were sitting on the mother lode of coal, both anthracite and bituminous. You know, most of that's been removed at this point except for some open pit mining. They are very, very small. Now, they used to be gigantic, but now they're very, very small. Very small. They look like miniature pine trees. Notice? Look, forgot the other quote. Put the other quote in there if you're taking notes. They look like miniature pine trees. They're not pine trees. Those are actually gymnosperms and higher plants. Okay? Here's what they look like. And I know you've seen this. If you're a turkey hunter, you've seen these for sure because they're out right now. They try to get going before the canopy gets too thick. So they look like little miniature pine trees. That's a club moss right there. I think I have another. Oh, there you go. And I know you've seen these. They look like little pine cones on the ground. They're not. The pine cones are actually on pine trees. Okay. The next group is called the phylum Arthropoda. And there's only one living genus of this. You've all seen this too, especially in Lawrence County because, what is it, like 60% of Lawrence County is flooded. It's either a swamp or a bog or something like that. And it's the genus is Equisetum, which means horsetail. When you see this picture, I'm telling you, if you've been anywhere other than your basement playing Fortnite, you've seen this plant. The leaves are arranged in a whorl. I'll show you what that means when the picture comes up. But what you have is the leaves are on the stem in a circle, and then you go up, and there's another circle of leaves, and you go up, and there's another circle. It doesn't look like leaves that you would traditionally see. And again, I'll show you that. Whorl means around in a circle. Stems, this is just a fun fact, contain silica. And here's horsetail. So see what I mean by a whorl? They kind of look like little pine needles. They're not though. They look like little needles. The leaves are in circles as you go up the stem. That's horsetail. And there's different varieties, different species, so they'll look a little bit different. Okay, there's that whorl of leaves right there. And you can see there's another one getting ready to develop right there. Pretty cool. All right, and the last one, we're wrapping it up for the year with the phylum Arthropoda. These are the most common seedless vascular plants. You've all seen these, no doubt, no exceptions. Everybody in the room has seen a fern. These are the most common of the seedless vascular plants. Oh, there it is, the largest group of spore-bearing plants. I said that, so I'm just going to click. They have creeping underground roots called rhizomes. Now, for the exam, don't get confused, not rhizoids. They have creeping roots, so they run out. So if you've ever been in the woods and you try to pull up a fern, it's not real easy because the roots actually might run out 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 feet. So if you want to get one out of the ground, you got to have a shovel and dig them out. Okay. Sometimes referred to as runners. I think I just said that, as they run out. And you see this in some other plants as well. They have modified leaves called fronds, in which the leaf surface is subdivided and subdivided and subdivided. It increases surface area. Pretty cool. Okay. They prefer wet areas, not direct sunlight for the most part. And they thrive in low light. Just said that, man. It's like I have this thing memorized. It's unbelievable. All right, here are the ferns. I mean, I'm showing you ferns, but seriously, you've already seen ferns. And it's not the ones with the flowers. It's this one right there. These are the spores. If you ever find ferns in the woods, if they're reproducing, if you look on the back of the frond, this is the frond right here, and you see these little spots, that's it reproducing. Those are the little fern babies. So this is the upper surface, and look at all of the spores developing on the bottom of the fern over here. I think that's a really good representation. It even looks good on camera here. Okay, and that's it for the whole year. So get ready for that assignment, and then, like I said, I will post the exam Thursday morning or Wednesday night. Doesn't matter. It's going to be due Sunday at midnight. All right, take care, and have a great week until I talk to you the next time.